You know, this book about these two guys going to space and learning about different cultures really ain't too bad in the grand scheme of things. This one ain't too bad either.
$42. Seriously? What?
It's really how we're going to start this off? The most cliche thing you could possibly say? What next? Are we going to be taken over by robots? God, I hate this company.
I am a believer that no book ever truly gets outdated. I feel that every book ever made can offer something to someone. There are reasons that books like 1984, Fahrenheit 451, and anything Shakespeare related are talked about to... And that's why, especially in these recent years, I feel it is more important than ever to talk about The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So what can we learn from this book? Well, there's got to be something here, because this is the first thing that showed up when I looked up background footage, so there's got to be something here, right? Personally, I feel it is the best to start where most of our issues are coming from nowadays. The use of AI. In this case, more specifically, the use of a robot.
I think you ought to know I'm feeling very depressed.
Well, we have something that should take your mind off things.
It won't work. I have an exceptionally large mind.
This is Marvin, also referred throughout the story as the paranoid android. When most people think about robots with human emotions, most people think of evil robots like the Terminator, HAL, or maybe even like a character like Ultron. Marvin is an exception to that, though. Usually when a robot gets a hold of human emotion, it wants to take revenge on humans for all the terrible things they have done. Think of stories like 2001 Space Odyssey or I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. However, when Marvin is given something called the genuine people personalities, the emotions he feels are extreme depression, pessimism, and boredom.
Marvin.
I've been talking to the ship's computer. And? It hates me.
This character's existence brings a lot of questions about ethics into play. Is it ethical to create an intelligent machine capable of deep unhappiness? Even though he's the most intelligent character by far throughout the whole story, most of his character seems used as a fetch toy just to do things people don't want to do. As the Dalai Lama has said, the purpose of ethics is to reduce suffering and increase well-being for all sentient beings, so, in this case, do robots count as sentient? I mean, they're able to think and speak just like us, but where's the line drawn? Next up, let's talk about some of the more minor characters that are met throughout the story. Early on in the story, we meet up with Arthur and Ford as they are about to be thrown off of a ship, because they are technically intruders. To avoid getting thrown off, they try reasoning with their captor. But this captor has only been raised knowing screaming and throwing people off of ships.
Resistance is useless!
No, but... No, listen! No, look! There's a whole world we know nothing about it! Now listen, how about this, how about this? Da, 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 da. Doesn't that stir anything in you?
No.
This whole scene can be seen as a nod to Plato's allegory of the cave. This guard knows nothing about nature or music, he only knows screaming and throwing. So, it makes sense that when they try to reason with him by showing them stuff that he might enjoy, he just doesn't understand it, and he thanks them for trying, but he just goes on with his day. It's crazy to me. He has no interest in learning about the other wonders of the world. I mean, who could live like that? Sorry, you say something? Really invest in this Clash Royale match. To relate back to earlier parts of the story, the Scarred is part of the race of Vogons, who were in charge of blowing up the Earth in the first place. And their reasons for it were interesting to say the least.
People of Earth, this is Prostetnik Vogon Jeltz of the Galactic Hyperspace Planning Council. As you are probably aware, plans for the development of the outlying regions of the galaxy involve the building of the Hyperspace Express route through your star system. And your planet is one of those scheduled for demolition.
To summarize what I just said, they basically want to glass the entirety of planet Earth just so they have a place to put a space Walmart. And what's their justification for doing this? Well,
Point acting all surprised about it. The plans and demolition orders have been on display at a local planning office in Alpha Centauri for 50 of your Earth years. If you can't be bothered to take an interest in local affairs, that's your own account. A pathetic bloody planet.
so they're saying the Earth's gonna get destroyed because people aren't paying attention to problems that aren't their own? That's not us. Nah, we don't have that problem. How many people went on their phones during this whole thing? Probably a concerning number. Okay, enough being around the question. What is the main thing you can learn from this story? Just like most things in life, not a really good answer for that. But if I was forced to put it in one phrase, we need to pay attention more. Now more than ever, our world is changing. And fast. And really the only solution we have as people seem to be more attentive. Like a song once said, our futures are made out of virtual insanity. Song's turning 30, isn't that crazy?